I was just getting a drink at the bar and they called both Azul and I ladies. After they were done making the drink, I went up and I was like, some people don't refer to themselves as ladies, but it's okay that you didn't know. And they kicked us out. I didn't think that was gonna happen. Like, how am I supposed to feel? This was the first time that I've like told somebody I felt brave enough to tell somebody my identity.
You have to say to the trans students on this campus who feel actively victimized by your presence here?
Life's tough. Get a helmet, man. I'm too pregnant for this.
As a non-binary person, what do you have to tell me about my identity? Because I know for a fact I'm not confused.
Okay, next question. Great statement. That's a statement. That's a statement. Okay, you know your identity. You're not confused. Congratulations, sweetheart. Thank you very much for your statement.
Other communities, especially in the way that it's spread in the media, and I think that goes for both sides. But
can you give me an example? It's always easier to, answer a question if
so
I
like
have
what I know, we all are aware of what happened on campus last year.
I'm not.
Okay. Great. Look it up. So it was just involving the feeling of LGBTQ members of the community feeling unsafe with rhetoric that's being shared in terms of transphobia.
Like if you're a man, I need an example, and someone, like if you're a biological man and someone says, hey, what's up, dude?
More of like there's students on campus that are living in communities where they don't feel safe because of rhetoric of explaining that transphobia isn't accepted. So my question is just like, how do you think free speech impacts everybody in communities?
Yeah, I mean, the idea that if somebody looks at a man and calls him a man, that they're suddenly unsafe because they've created a false reality in their own head. Yeah, I don't abide by that. I think this is what's really happening is that we are celebrating mental disorders in America right now.
I deeply appreciate Candace Owens laying the smackdown on all these students with the ABCD community rubbish and we're all oppressed and woe is me, blah, blah, blah. And we all have to stand up against this rubbish. And I've listened to the people and you guys have all spoken. So we have dropped new merchandise for everyone to buy available right now. Go check out the store, purchase wherever you need to purchase. And if you have social media, Twitter, Instagram, send them through to me. I'll post them up for everyone to see once you have received your orders. Let's get back into the videos.
So if you people are so smart, why are you still begging? Why are you destructive? Why are you begging and whining? If you're so smart, why isn't that happening now?
Begging who? I don't believe in begging
You're
white people.
You're begging for reparation for whites. You're begging from affirmative action. You're begging to get into their schools without earning the way. You're begging to be air traffic controllers without having to pass the test. You're begging for everything, for food stamp, for free health care, free government cheese, and all kind of stuff. You're just begging. If you're so smart, act like it and stop begging. Why are you begging?
Jesse Lee Peterson was speaking absolute facts right now. Black people seem to want to complain about everything and you're all oppressed, woe is me, and I am sick and tired of that nonsense. If you put in the work, you'll get what you deserve out of the work that you put in. It's really that simple. But of course, people want to do the easy thing. It's easy to complain and complain and complain, and I'm just not going to be a part of the people who will continue to complain.
Guys, this is Will Witt with PragerU. Today we are back at UCLA and we are asking people if race matters. Let's do it. And guys, if you're here watching this on YouTube, remember to hit the subscribe button, hit the bell button, and make sure that you're following me and PragerU on all our other social media platforms at PragerU and at the Will Witt. So when it comes to, let's say, the president, do you think the president's race matters? Like their ethnicity?
I mean, considering that we've only had white men as our president, I think it does matter.
For years and years and years, it's always just been like white men, white straight men at that.
Actually, I just got out of a neoliberalism class and anti-capitalism class. And recently
I'm sure I know what they're going to tell you in that class.
I feel like my views have changed a little bit about it, but I do think that it's still important because it will be the person who's leading our country. So I think that is essential.
You're just kind of guaranteed more, I don't know how to say it, like rights allocated towards you, like your community, if you have someone that kind of looks like you in office.
Why do you think representation matters?
Well, I mean, we are a democracy. Is that not the point? Like, to be represented and be a part of the politics? Yeah. Like, that's the whole goal.
Well, do you think that the goal was more about representation of ideas or representation of race or gender?
but is that not intertwined?
Well, again, because, you know, unless you can say I'm going to pigeonhole and say all Asian people or all black people think this way versus saying all white people think this way or whatever, then...
But I do feel like generally, like, there's certain cultural upbringings that are aligned with certain values. Well, okay, this is poorly worded.
This is exactly what they push themselves to saying. They basically are saying that certain races think certain ways. So you need to have those certain races in certain positions because all of you think this way. Black people, you guys think a certain way, so you need to be represented, apparently. It's funny how all they're doing is fighting away from racism, apparently, but all they're doing is making themselves more racist by the ghost of racism that they are apparently fighting. And he's caught her out on it, and that's why she's in the position she's in now, where she's saying she's wording it incorrectly. No, you said what you said. You're essentially saying certain races think certain ways.
Can truly never really understand something unless you've been a part of it, if you know what I mean. So like, I feel like that's why it's important to have everyone from every community being a part of the people that are in charge.
You think that's necessarily true? Like, Obama deported like more illegal immigrants under his administration than under the Trump administration. So just because...
Is that true?
Yeah. Which a lot of people don't know. But, you know, just because he's a minority doesn't mean that he necessarily did things for minorities.
He didn't really support the statehood of Guam, which is where I'm from, so...
What about for like your friends? Do you choose your friends based on race, or does race matter with them at all?
No, but I think perspective does, and I think that if you're friends with people from one race, you're not going to get all the perspectives you should be listening to, I guess.
Yeah. Generally, I tend to stick with people who do agree with me because I think politics to me is more than just politics. It's how your morals are completely aligned. And
so if all of your friends were straight white males but had the same politics and ideology, morals as you, that would be fine?
I mean, the likelihood of that happening is low, you know? So I feel like that's kind of just some sort of hypothetical, but I mean, that would be...
These questions are absolutely masterful from PragerU, and I have to give them props for the questions that they're asking these students. It's funny because they're really basic questions, and it just shows the stupidity of the logic and the ideologies that these students have. If she's saying that we should vote people in based on the color of their skin, shouldn't that also follow that she would choose her friends based on the color of their skin, which would in turn be racist?
Be fine, I guess, but that wouldn't happen.
Do you think when it comes to, let's say, the president or the Supreme Court, do you think their race and ethnicity matters?
I don't think so, personally, no.
Why do you say that?
It's all more about like the ideas that the person holds and like their morals, and people will want to fill these quotas of like, oh, we need like 2 black people, 3 Asian people, and like the rest, or you know what I'm saying? So people try to just fill those quotas rather than looking for like good candidates.
So let me get this person to be the vice president because they're black and a woman without knowing what they actually believe in, right?
Right.
You know?
Everything today has become so like centered on identity politics and like caring about people's race, and it's just about who you are as a person. It's ridiculous.
I think we're focusing too much on race, and I think that's the problem with racism. I'm constantly being asked about my race, and in regards to my beliefs being automatically assumed because of my race is pretty annoying. I think that I'm a person beyond my racial identity. Like, it's just like a constant conversation that I don't think I need to be having with people that don't know anything about me.
And I totally agree with her, and I always say this in all my videos, and I'll say it in this video as well. The people who believe in all of these identity politics, the ABCD community, and all of this nonsense always have a certain look. When we got to the people who don't believe in that, they all look like normal people, and you as the viewers who are watching this know exactly what I'm talking about. But anyway, that was another video, another reaction. As I usually say, if you guys enjoyed the video, like the video as much as possible, comment down below, subscribe to the YouTube channel, follow me on Instagram and Twitter at YinkaThatGuy, and I am out.